what happened was I had a towel rack in here and somebody pulled it out of one side, so it was just dangling in the drywall. As you can see, here's my piece of drywall. Here's the other side where it was all busted apart. So I'm going to show you how to repair this. That way you can actually put the you're putting back
a towel rack,
so that we can actually put the towel rack back in the same spot. Okay. So if you look in here, this was the section that was in here that was all busted apart. So I've already cut it out. I used an oscillating tool to do it. It cuts out drywall really quick. You can also just use a razor blade or even a serrated kitchen knife. I've done that too. So you're just going to want to cut around the hole. I'm going to do this side too as well, just so it can hold the weight. And then what we're going to do after is put a piece of wood behind it, screw it in top and bottom, put a small piece of drywall in there and paste it in, sand it over, and then repaint it. Okay, so now we got both holes cut out of the wall. So the next thing is to make your piece of wood to go back there. So I'll show you if you come around. I made it a few inches longer on either side. So this is how it's going to go, but on the back side. So I measured where the middle is going to be. And so while it's here, I also cut the piece of wood, skinnier than the hole so I can easily slip it up in. So I measured the middle of the piece of wood. So I'm going to put a mark at the top, bottom, and then here where I'm going to line it up. That way once I get it behind there, I know where I can put my screws. So I put a screw down in towards the bottom. I started a screw hole in the middle so I can hold it in a minute. So I'm just going to slip it up in there. Put the other screw on. Take this one back out. Now I've got it behind there and I've got a screw in the middle so I can hold it. So I'm just going to line it up like I would. So I know my top's up here, bottom's here. Okay, there. So now I'll just put the other three in.
By that he means he's actually pushed them back into the wall so that we can then spackle over them. Okay,
so we got both boards up on here. You can see they're pretty solid at this point. It's not going anywhere. So next is to cut a new piece in here because I don't want to use this one. Because basically it's just going to be used for filler. Actually, you probably could use this one. But I cut some new ones anyway because this one's all kind of holy. So I just traced the old square out on a piece of drywall and then cut inside the line a little bit. It fits right in there perfectly as I want it. So next thing I'm going to do is just screw that into the wall. And so now I'm going to use an all-purpose joint compound and spread it over it to fill it all in. And you're going to want to use a wider one to make it easier. Normally I use spackle, but as I learned, that's kind of a bad way of doing it. This is much softer and lighter, so it's easier to sand. So you just fill it all in. And then you sand it and you're good. You paint it. And when you go to put your towel rack back up, it's going to be stronger than when it was before because it's got the wood to go into now.
Lily, what's your sweater, huh? What's on your sweater?